All right, Jeremy here, partsbreakers.com, 303-666-9020. I'm just gonna jump right into the bad side because I was looking at the other side earlier, and this is probably not something I would imagine. Customer was looking for a CJ5 tub but not wanting to spend a ton, which totally understand. Everybody's budget's a little different on these. He's dealing with, sounds like 4 or 5 large rust patches. And I glanced out here and forgot about this Jeep. Well, there was reason to forget about it because this side is pretty bad. So I'm gonna take a video because every time I think this is probably beyond somebody's scope, they're dealing with something even worse. And maybe between the two, with this one and yours, you can make one nice one out of it. So, and if not, I'm gonna show you another one here in a second. It's one that we have priced a little bit higher, and we still got to pull diamond plate and stuff on it. But well, let's figure something out. If you like that other one, other one I almost have emptied, and we'll I'm not going to empty this one unless it's something you decide, yeah, I'd like to see, but it's pretty much there anyway. So Midwest, East Coast guys, these are the tubs that a lot of those guys end up with, and it's nothing against any of those guys at all. It just has something to do with the main thing is what they're dealing with out there versus what we're dealing with out here. So this is kind of the old saying, one man's junk is another man's treasure. And for a long time, I would said, oh, no, not good enough, and just toss the thing or scrap it. And then we'd had so much of an outpouring of people calling, like I said, from those Rust Belt states, and saying, hey, look, that's actually not that bad of a tub comparing to what I'm dealing with. I got Fred Flintstone going on or whatever. So nonetheless, that's what we're dealing with on this one. Not necessarily Fred Flintstone, but it's got some damage on the side, a little damage up here. Here's the first part of it. Cowl damage, so this would need to be fixed, straightened. The top of the cowl looks clean. This area usually really blown out here, rust. This is actually all nice and clean, but it's kinked here. And my thought on this one, probably it was rolled because of that damage there and that there. This probably was tipped up on its side at one time, which is a bummer because it really isn't that bad of a tub. The floors are actually pretty good in it. It's got some dirt down in here, but nothing, not even really scaling, a little oxidation of it, and we obviously want to clean that out better, but surprisingly the floors are actually not bad at all. And this is all bolt in, so we can remove this monstrosity of a roll bar, whatever you want to call it, and scrap that thing. But there is some body work here, and again, depending on what you have. So cowl wise, since this is damaged and damaged pretty good, a lot of cowls don't rust out, and we sell these cowls for guys doing YJ to CJ7 conversions, so I know what they do with them. There's a heater box difference on the two, and so what they do is that we split them at these seams, and that's what I would suggest even doing on this one, and just re-welding the top of your cowl right back on if it's a nice cowl, and not even worrying about trying to get this straight because this is going to be a little difficult to get true. So, but the rest of it, sheet metal wise, does have some filler in it. This is probably aftermarket filler, meaning it happened down the line. A lot of CJs have filler from factory on them. They were sent out over, you ever see a CJ, and it almost looks like you can see the rivets in the side of the metal. It's actually factory. And a lot of times the dealerships would get them and they would take them immediately to a body shop and have that lathered up. Ironically, today, the ones that you still find that riveting in and you can see it in the paint are the ones that are worth the most, especially on 7s and stuff. So, just kind of funny. If you ever see filler in a Jeep and it doesn't look like it was been wrecked or super rusted, that's probably what it was. So, all right, and this is going to be a 76 to 83 era CJ. And again, ton of filler back here. We got probably at least a 1/4 inch here, and it's hard to say what, I can peel this shit off. It's, it might have been done. It's almost like it doesn't look like, maybe they had a little damage there. It's a little wavy, but they sure used a ton of that stuff. So it'd be probably best, and that belt rail's bent right there, best to get this one completely stripped down and kind of see, on your part, as far as, do you want to just re-lather it, or is it some sheet metal you do on it? Because that's about it. That's the worst of it, which, again, it's still a usable tub depending on what you're dealing with. And if it's something you want to look at closer, I'll have the guys empty it. Seat brackets won't come out until we get a deposit on it. But if I just have to empty, it's no big deal. Tail lights kind of pushed in there, so that kind of corner there, the This is a non-tailgate version, which means that it came off of a more likely a Renegade CJ5. But that's all clean, and that's kind of rare to see clean. This side's pushed in, definitely has some filler back here as well. I don't know if it's as thick as the other side, but it definitely got, this is kind of shoved in here, and then same thing up here. So yeah, filler even on both sides of this guy. It's not as thick, so, but who knows, that might have been from the factory, or not factory, but from, like I said, when it rolled off. So, and then once again here, we got a bunch of crap sitting in it, but if we get down here, I can lit up by a hornet's nest that I'm sure this thing's got in it. Yeah, so this is a really nice floorboard here too. So this would even be a good one possibly just to buy the tub. We make you a deal on the tub. And then the floors are actually pretty good in this one. And that might be something you want to do instead of going after market floors or sections of floors, just replacing the whole floor. Because I think that floor is going to be pretty nice. Knowing that, I will get it cleaned up in the next few weeks if it doesn't end up going out on this loader that I'm taking out. And if it does, then we'll go down the road and see what else we find. Okay, so that's the only 76 to 70 or to 83 tub I have that would be my lower shaped tub. Then I have this guy here, which it's got some diamond plates, so we obviously, but I've felt back there, it doesn't look like, I think that was more decorative. Sometimes it's for hiding something. But this one, also Renegade, non-tailgate, got a couple dings in the side here, but absolutely no filler in it. Little wave, little damage there on it. And I think that, and even that windshield frame might be actually a nice windshield frame. Looks straight, doesn't look like it's got too much. We always pull the glass to double check, and that's not necessarily included, but something we can work out if you need one of those as well. The cowling looks nice and clean up here. This damage here is just kind of more of a scrape down through there. Got the foot pegs or whatever you want to call them there. And then the floors in this are beautiful. There's absolutely no rust. There's still, most of it's still factory paint, no scaling. The back's nice, they're straight. So, and this one again is going to be priced more in our higher range. There's a little bit of filler in the back. That's probably from going from a dealer at one time. And then down through the side. So if you're interested in this one, we'll strip the diamond plating just to confirm what we kind of think is already there, which is hopefully nothing. And we can get this loaded up. And there's other area that I like to look on these CJs and any CJs is this area. This is a common area to get blown out, and these are looking pretty good. So obviously you want to remove those bolts down there and go from there. But we still consider this pre-dismantle, which just means you get a little better pricing by locking it down with a deposit for us to start the complete teardown. And you save a little bit of money up front. You're also guaranteed that if we get into something that we didn't see otherwise in this video that I'm showing you right now, for example, diamond plate comes off and we see something there that's catastrophic, then we just cancel it out and refund the deposit, usually a couple $100. And we're such a busy yard focusing on Jeeps and Jeeps alone, pretty much, that we focus on everything we got money on. It's just a cash flow game. So if it's something you're curious in and want to go forward with it, then that's what we'll do. We'll write you up. I'm going to be leaving here hopefully tonight. If not, I'll be leaving first thing in the morning, and I can definitely get something like this going. But I am running shortly out of time. It's 2:50 and out here in Grand Junction, Colorado. So we're going to be running running low on time for this bigger stuff. This is going to be the last couple, probably 30-45 minutes or so of when we can actually get this in. Otherwise, my guys usually get out of here at 4. I'm keeping them here till 6 tonight. It wouldn't take much more than probably 90 minutes to 2 hours to fully get this one done. But that one, and then that one there, that one's basically, we're gonna, if it's something you're interested in, we're gonna pop it off the frame, pop the front clip off. Not that the front clip's any good on that one. I'd probably throw that in if you wanted it. And the dash is uncut, so we'll take that out. The column will come out. A few things on it, and harnesses, stuff like that. I think that harness is sold on that one anyway. And then basically ship the rest of it. So if that's even something you're wanting or looking at. So as far as any other 5 goes, let's see. That one is actually listed on our website. I'll send you the link to that one. It's a blue one over here. I already have it photoed and videoed, and that one is a cheaper one as well. Definitely has some body work in it, but fairly solid though, so definitely look at that guy. And I think that's it as far as 5s go. The only other 5 I got that's that era is a running and driving one that's primer ready to paint. It's beautiful, rust free. That's up at the house. Fires up without getting in it. You can literally reach over through the doorway and it'll kick right off. It's a 79. So and that one's probably going to be priced right around 10 here in a few weeks. We just sold its brother, which was exactly the same shape as it, maybe even a little worse, just as its body wasn't as clean. And that one went for $9,500 and went all the way out to Maine. So, all right, I appreciate your time. Again, 303-666-9020, partsbreakers.com. This is what you can expect from us: tubs and videos and blah, blah, blah. And, or tubs and, no, on our tubs and frames, our videos and photos. And yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So, all right, thanks a lot.